Today we are rating custom Magic the Gathering cards on Reddit. Now we're going to start all off with the extremely thirsty vampire. For black and 4 generic, we have this 1/5 vampire that has lifelink, 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 infinite lifelink. Someone took a lot of inspiration from, I think, AI generated cards. We have Liquid Soulfly. It's like, I consider custom cards less insane than the AI cards. Well, this looks like an AI card. I think someone took inspiration. Oh, look at that. Stanel made it. Stanel's happy to be here for free. The extremely thirsty. Is that what lifelink means? You, like, basically indulged yourself on the blood that you were sucking? That card sure would be the life of the party. I imagine it would. All right. But at the same time, would Wizards of the Coast make this thing? I don't think they would. Multiple instances of the same lifelink on the same lifelink are redundant. Yeah, nothing I mean, if you had multiple instances of, like, when this triggers, gain life equal to the amount of damage you dealt, it wouldn't be. And it's only a 1/5 creature. So anyway, redundant lifelinks, but hilarious card. Still, we got to give it the buzzer. Okay, next up, we've got the Moog, Lord of Blood. Sounds like it's Halloween or something. Okay, black, red, 2 generic for a 3/3 human mutant demigod. Whenever you attack, each opponent creates a blood token. Whenever you attack, oh god, whenever you attack, they get the blood token. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a blood token, you draw a card. Alright, so please take this blood token. And blood tokens, by the way, are artifacts. I believe you pay 1, sack it, draw a card, discard a card, draw a card. So I don't even know what blood tokens do. Something to the effect. It like loots. It's a looting thing. So they loot or rummage, and you draw a card. And it's got nihil. Red, black, tap. Each opponent loses life equal to the amount of blood tokens they control. Okay. Each opponent but they're not gonna have that many blood tokens. So the idea is whenever you attack, but that's only triggers once. I really like you like the design. I don't know what I'm missing here. So you're gonna have to play this with some sort of card that will double the triggers so that people get as many blood tokens as possible. So you don't have to attack with Moog, right? Moog can just sit back. Because whenever you attack with anything, you can attack with a plant token, your opponents are going to be getting the, get the tokens. So they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. Yeah, you're gonna sack these blood tokens and give me some cards, or you're gonna lose life as a result of it. How many combat steps are you gonna get, though? Very fair. Very, very fair. Liquid Soulfly also likes the flavor. Hopefully they're not playing Affinity, or hopefully they're not on a blood token deck. King Ginger already thinking about where to put this in their deck. Okay. I guess it's gonna pass. Wizards of the Coast would print this card. The very, very, very fair card. I don't know if they would print the scribbly set symbol, but outside of that, I think the rest is good. Alright, next we've got the Shorikai Blightsteel Engine. I love anything with the word Blightsteel in it. It means something big. Big and powerful. Black, blue, 2 generic for an 8/8 vehicle. Trample, infect, indestructible. Don't worry! It's an 8/8 creature. You can take 2 shots with this from infect. As long as Shorikai Blightsteel Engine has 8 or more Phyresis counters on it, it's a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. Whenever a player discards a card, put a Phyresis counter on Shorikai Blightsteel Engine. When it has 8 or more Phyresis counter on it, it's a Phyrexian in addition. Who cares? So this is good for flavor. Pay 1, tap, draw a card, then each player discards a card. Oh, but it is. Oh, wait a minute. This is a 4-mana 8/8 infector that's indestructible. You know what? I agree. This probably is danger. It's probably a danger big time. You know what? I thought it was a pretty fair card, but I assumed because it was Blight Steel that it was like 10 mana. No, it's only 4 mana. You can get this out in play on turn 2 with like Soul Ring and then start smacking people. Clarinet Guy, thank you so much. Love the content. Can you search Brian Lurker? I will in a moment. What difference does it make? Yeah, exactly. It's got like a bunch. That whole text box, this whole giant chunk of text box is useless. Whenever a player discards a card, put a Phresis counter on it. So you're going to work super hard to turn this into a Phyrexian for nothing. A new Genesis for a new Phyrexia. Shorikai is absolutely broken, so this is even worse. It's a Phyrexian Gundam! A danger. You need to hit 8 discards after it is played to make it a creature, though, or otherwise animate it. Oh, it's a vehicle. It's a we had to interpret this. It don't danger anymore. You have to get your opponents to discard 8 cards because it's not actually a creature by default. It's just a regular card. Yeah, no crew. It's a vehicle with like no steering wheel or something. It's got no steering wheel. It's got no stick shift. It's got no pedal. It's got nothing. Someone stole all of it. You know how people steal stuff? They steal the airbags from your car. Sometimes they might even steal the. Well, I don't think they'll steal the steering wheel. They do stuff like that with bikes. It's a bit weird. All right, I actually think we can keep this. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's not an 8/8 infector by turn 2 because you can't animate it. You have to animate it the real good old-fashioned way. Although you probably could animate it with other stuff. Turns into stuff that non-creature artifact turns into artifact creature or something. All right, Clarinet Guy, Brian Lurker. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to change the rule. Any super chat. Ideally, though, $5 or more to hijack the stream, because we will. If you give me, so the rules are, if anyone doesn't know, if you give me a super chat and you also give me the exact name of your post on Custom Magic on Reddit, I will look up and present your card. So we got the Brian Lurker here. For a blue, it's a Leviathan, 20/20 flying trample. When you cast the Brian Lurker, draw a card. That's good. If Brian Lurker would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal Brian Lurker and shuffle it into its owner's library instead. But if you put it in the graveyard from anywhere, that's fine. Brian Lurker gets -1/-1 for each card in your library. That's fair. That's actually fair. It's what's it called? It's like the it's the Death Shadow of libraries. It's the Death Shadow of libraries. Can't you use the ability? Still, I don't use crew stuff. Yeah, you can. Well, you can only use the on that last card. You can only use the ability, this ability. But you're not attacking anyone for like 8/8 and trample. Drawing a card for 4 mana is a pretty weak ability. Mr. Deadhead loves it. Curums, print it now. What would you guys do with this? It's like an exercise of making a card for the sake of making a card. I guess it's a cantrip? This would really screw over the mill players because it's technically a cantrip, and you could just repeatedly so if it goes into the graveyard, you shuffle it back. So like it's so hard for like a mill deck to win off of this card. Or maybe not, because you have to keep drawing. So if it's the only card left in your deck, then you play it. Maybe that was part of the design. That was part of the design. Make sure that they still had a chance against the mill players. Limited bomb. Is it? Let's see. You draw 7 cards for the turn. You have 33 cards left in your deck. Then you draw, like, you need to get really low on cards for this card to be big. And even if you have like 18 cards left in your deck, it's gonna get -1/-1 for each card in your library. And keeping track of this is gonna be an absolute nightmare. Pay 1, draw a card, shuffle it back, then you keep doing that until it sticks. I guess so. Seems super late game. It's super late game. And he can never become the 20. Well, he can become the 20/20. I guess you can self-mill yourself, right? You just self-mill yourself, that's all. I still want to know who steals airbags. Hey, airbags are worth money. There's some good meat in those airbags. For the thieves, anyway. Yeah, it feels it is death shadowy, but it's the brine lurker. All right, it's not broken, and I could see Wizards of the Coast printing something like this. So away it goes. All right. Oh, did we judge this thing? Oh yeah, I think it passes. Okay, the Gladremy goldfoot, white, 1 generic, 2/4 dwarf noble. If a non-white source your opponents control would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 2 of that damage. If a non-white source. An opponent control would deal damage to you, or you just prevent 2 of that damage. So like Anger the Gods. Sorry, yeah, Anger the Gods, he only deals 1 damage to you. I don't understand the flavor to this card, but like, seems fine, right? Seems okay. Sure, you have your dwarf. It's good. Looks good for devotion. You got all that. You got that triple white up there. Broccoli says print it. I've got it. Let's print it. It's like the opposite of. Oh, that's the point. No, you nailed it, King Ginger. You nailed it. It is the opposite of Torbrand. It's like his brother or something. Gladremy's goldfoot. If a non-white source your opponent's control would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 2 of that damage. Should be any damage, right? Could be 3 mana and still playable. Yeah, anti-Torbrand. F you, Torbrand! You've spent your entire life learning how to deal damage. I'll spend my entire life countering your damage. That's about it. Yeah, anti-burn. Well, I mean, no, it can be combat damage, right? So if a non-white source your opponent's control would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 2 of that damage. So you can't attack, like your grizzly bears and your little dinky tokens don't deal anything anymore. So the creature has to deal 3 or more damage to do anything. So it's an okay card. It's an okay card. We're gonna say it passes. It's a passer. We got Gundam Knight with the super chat. I've fallen down the Pecora hole that is Holo Live. We're looking for a Holo Live. Whatever the hell that means. Is this yours? Oh, sorry, you have a hole. You have a bigger. Why is it so called big? Okay, I get it. I have to post your whole thing. I've fallen for the. Sorry, I've fallen down the Pecora hole. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. There we go. I got you, Gundam Blade Knight. I got you. All right. Pecora's Cunning Plan. For a black and 2 generic, we have legendary sorcery. Each player draws 7 cards, then discards their hand. What the hell? So it's like it's the reverse. It's reverse Wheel of Fortune, or it's inverted Wheel of Fortune. By the way, this still could be broken. Because you draw, like, so whatever cards you have in hand, you're going to draw a ton more, then you're going to dump them. This is like a Dredge player's wet dream. There's a Hololive Tier 1 Y Schwartz deck. Okay. I have a bad feeling about this, says Abzo. The reverse wheel. Reverse time warp. Why a legendary sword? I don't know. Trigger off of some cards that trigger legendaries, I guess. Wait, time twist. Well, wait a minute. Is this? Well, no. It's reverse. It's not time twister because it doesn't change what's in your graveyard. This adds to the graveyard, and this is you're drawing the cards first, then you're discarding your hand. You're not doing. It's not the opposite way around. Broken. It's gonna be This would be broken and constructed. A Dredge player would go through their entire deck with this card. They would go through their entire deck. 3 mana, draw 7 cards. It danger! Hey, too much in danger. This definitely is a fail. The Wizards would never touch this thing. Pico, Pia. Pecora. I don't know where that's from, but whatever. Tastefully Nerd. Can only be cast if you have a legendary creature or planeswalker. Oh, is that true? Is that how legendary sorceries work? It seems broken in any format. If this were to be true, then this actually gets a lot more fair really quickly, but still pretty broken. Oh heck. Oh my god, yeah, having Shield Dread on the battlefield so you gain 1 billion life and your opponents just get dumped a bunch of cards. Tastefully, is this, hold on, okay. Yeah, that's how legendary sorceries work. Alright, maybe this is more fair than I think it is. Now, just to confirm. Legendary sorceries. MTG. Okay, we're learnings, people. We're learnings. Alright, legendary sorceries. These powerful spells can be unleashed only with the assistance of a legendary creature or planeswalker on your side of the battlefield. You can't cast legendary sorceries unless you control. Okay, that actually changes everything. I think the card is insane, though. But I would agree that probably this is more fair. Curve Ren. Oh yeah, Curve Renin 6 into this. I cannot with good conscience say that Wizards would print this thing. This is still ridiculous. Draw 7 cards, then discard your hand. This is going to be only for the... This is... Well, whatever. The player that's playing with their graveyard, they're the one that's going to completely dominate. Anyway, we heard the music. You know what time it is. It's sponsor time! FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite local game store. And also, you can buy stuff online. You can buy Magic cards. Deal of the week this week. Save 15% off Battle of Baldur's Gate singles. So you need the Displacer Kitten. Did that thing do exactly as what everyone thought it was going to do in Commander? I have no idea. Everyone said, oh, Displacer Kitten is broken. No one talks about Displacer Kitten anymore. Not that I hear of. Well, you can get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. When you buy from them, it feels more fun because you support me. And you know what? You can support yourself when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases, including the discount dealy thing here. So you combo the deals. That's a combo. That's the best 2-card combo I know in real life. And then we got Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Don't worry about your cards getting banned, because your cards aren't going to get banned. It's going to be Mana Traders cards getting banned. That's what happens when you rent the cards. You don't own them. You got to send them back. This is the best. This is the time you want to rent instead of own. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code. Oh, I've got a new coupon code. Hold on. Wait a minute. How do I edit this thing? New coupon code P9. Whoops, no, it's not that. P9S. I'm not kidding. This is my new coupon code for a month. P9S. I have to say it very carefully. I was rehearsing with this and it came out really wrong. P9S. For 10% off your first 2 months. All right. Let's get back to the whoops. Let's get back to the custom cards. Oh, we have what's it called? How do I get this? There we go. There we go. I know this is the coupon code for a month. I gotta be very careful. Yeah, that code, it's super danger, but it will stick with you. You'll be like, what was that coupon code again? It sounded very similar to something else. Yeah, it's the power 9. Oh, I could do that, yeah, with the underscore power 9s. I didn't think about that either. My promo code is gonna get me demonetized. If I'm not careful, it will. It absolutely can. All right, we got the clarinet guy. Thanks so much for your super chat. Sorry, didn't realize earlier the rule was $5. Now, I'm not gonna deny you, but to derail the show. Otherwise, a bunch of people will just send out like $1 a time. Here $1, there $1. I tried to do a tap-down design with Wings of Icarus. The Wings of Icarus. If you could take a look at that. Oh yeah, we're gonna look at the wings of Icarus. 0 mana. You know what I think about 0 mana cards? They're broken. They're absolutely broken. Okay, hold on. So what do we got here? Equipped creature gets +5/+0, attacks each combat if able, and has flying, first strike, and haste. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy oh, you could, so it's a one-shot, one-deal thing. Destroy wings of Icarus and equipped creature. Equip only before combat. Equip 3. So you get one big, huge chunk, and also it's not free. I mean, we got the equip cost of 3. So it's gonna cost 3 mana for a one-shot deal. Gets flying, first strike, and lifelink. I actually think this card is very weak. You could probably get more out of this for destroying the creature itself. Is that Gil Neck King himself? I don't know. 0 mana is equal to saying, yeah, but it's equip 3. That thing on a defender. Oh, so whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. Ah, that's the idea. But still, that's like super fair, right? That's insanely fair. +5/+0, and the abilities aren't on flavor. What would be different? Well, I'm not familiar with the lore of Icarus. Icarus? Oh, is it Icarus? People are like, oh my god, Nikachu, you're butchering this pronunciation so bad. Okay, the wings of Icarus. That sounds familiar. Oh yeah, because it doesn't attack, because it says attack if attack if able. So if it's don't attack. If it don't attack, it don't danger. It don't danger. Alright, David Berlinski says ship it, so yeah, let's ship it. It sounds like it's not gonna break the format. Maybe it could be added to Cheerios. Because, you know, it's a 0 mana equipment that will trigger, like, SRAM and Pure Steel Paladin. Oh, we got another super chat. We got Gabrielle. Thank you so much for the super chat. Finally caught that stream with both a card and the possibility to show appreciation to your content. Card is Fateweaver Valkyries. Fateweaver Valkyries. Keep going, man. Thank you very much. And same to you as well. We got the Fateweaver we have a lot of neat cards here. White, 3 generic, 2/2 angel, squad. Is that a real card type? Squad flying. Whenever a legendary creature attacks, you may pay a white and 1 generic and sacrifice Fateweaver Valkyries. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. What's squad? What's squad 2? Is this a real mechanic? I'm reading this like it's an AI generated mechanic, and like we just gotta guess what squad 2 is. So whenever a legendary creature dies, you can pay a white and 1 generic and sack this. If you do, create a token. So you want to copy people's commanders, is what you're telling me. You want to copy them commanders. Yeah, what's squad? Squad is pay X to make a token copy of that card. Pay X? Oh, so you gotta pay the squad cost? But then what's the point of having this over here? Oh, it's a new mechanic in the 40k crossover? What is squad MTG? What is squad mechanic? I don't get it. From the glossary, a keyword... Squad, a keyword ability that creates copies of a creature when it enters the battlefield. So we can copy stuff? Squad is a multi-kicker that makes it... Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Energizer. You've saved the show. I had no idea what I was looking at here. Even when I was reading the rules for the mechanic, I had no idea. So, like, for an extra 2, you get token copies. And then when it dies, you also can make a copy. This thing be cool. This is a cool card. Very unique. Very, very unique. 6 mana, copy a card. No problem. Yeah, squad is like multi-kicker that creates copies for a creature. Oh, on Sarah's wing makes this loop? I'm not familiar. You'd be copying their stuff. And you look at the art here. Great art. Just copies of copies of copies. Copying stuff for days. You're gonna need copyright... People better need copyright protection. You're gonna copy everything. Did I miss a super chat? I feel like I missed something. Oh, Tastefully Nerd. Sorry about that. All right, we got a super chat from Tastefully Nerd. Arly Koss, a Boros legend. Arly Koss, a Boros legend. Is this say that in his name? Okay, we got Arly. Okay, it's imagine a creature declared themselves, I'm a Boros legend. I'm a legend. A living legend. Deal with it, people. I got you, Tastefully Nerd. I got you. Alright, we got the red, white, 2 generic, 4/4 human soldier. The Voyak progeny? The progeny. Whenever Arly Koss enters the battlefield or attacks, investigate. Not bad. Clues you control gain pay 1, sacrifice this artifact, exile the top card of your library. Till in a turn you may play that card. So basically, you can make your clues a bit cheaper, right? So clues are an artifact for 2 mana, just draw a card, put it into your hand, play it whenever you want. This is like, okay, you can get a discount on your clue, but you got a one-shot shebang to play it. You play it or let it die. You can play the card, so you can get lands off the top of your library. It's a Ravnica lore thing? You gotta be deep. You gotta know the lore. You didn't read the book, did you? You people aren't surprised? You have no taste. We have enough evidence, let's go. It's a thumbs up idea. I mean, it's not broken. At least I don't think it's broken. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, investigate. That's fine. Michael Paris is like, I'm all for fair use. So as a YouTuber, so am I. Clue and Boros? What's wrong with that? White makes clues, don't they? Isn't there an inspector, a certain Thraben inspector? The Voyak are detectives. Detective Koss here. Where were you this Saturday night? I was playing Magic the Gathering online. Prove it. There has been a murder, and you are a suspect. All the clues that I've cracked have led to you. Anyway, we can print this. Nice card. Alright, we got 16 easy alb. Life and Death. 4th post down from 7 months ago. How many times? Oh, Life and Death. Oh yeah, you probably are not the only Life and Death post in existence. 4th post down. So you're Johnny? Is that what you're telling me? You be Johnny? Johnny L16? This is the 4th post down. Either this was your card or... Oops. What did I do? There we go. Either this was your card or you've sponsored someone else's card. Either way, we're looking at a card now. Okay, so black, white, instant. Choose one or both. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is your devotion to white. I like it! Until end of turn, creatures target opponent controls get -X/-X, where X is your devotion to black. I like it! Why wouldn't you not want both? So what, you want to keep some of your opponent's stuff alive? Oh, I see. You could, maybe you don't want to destroy everything. You need their creatures. You need to buff up your stuff, but you need to keep that guy's stuff around here or it'll die. It's all going to be gone. Life and death and life and death and taxes. It's all we got guaranteed. Well, some people, life and death I think are more guaranteed than the taxes. No, I guess it's true. It's like, it's impossible to go through your entire life and not buy a single thing and you'll get taxed on, like, something. Even a candy bar. Everyone will die, but not everyone truly lives. Okay, what do they have for the flavor text here? When they work together, there's nothing they can't do. The flavor text made it. That was the icing on the cake. Beautiful. Thanks so much for the submission. We got Valerio, who said that they're gonna unleash some amazing cards today. So we got Snivy, Sylvan Princess of Unama. Snivy, fixed. Okay. How many iterations has this gone through? We got something that looks like a Pokemon. I'm assuming this is a Pokemon adapted to Magic the Gathering. Green, green, green. So good for your devotion. It's a 2/4 grass snake. First strike, vigilance, and ward. Tap. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn gains storm. What? I think that'd be broken. Well, whatever. Maybe it's not broken. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn gains storm. So if we play like Wrath of God, we can double it. We've got 2 Wrath of Gods. Yeah, storm and green. I know. What a world we live in. And it's got vigilance. So you can attack and then tap and then, I don't know. So what do we want to do? Like, double our Aspect of Hydra? Is that the card? Aspect of Hydra is what pumps it up based on devotion. I want a vacation there. Nice art. Very nice art. That's true. Not at all green, so very anti-green. The ward green seems a little too much. Oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So like no one can kill this thing unless you can pay green. Everyone else, like, it's basically indestructible versus any deck that's doesn't have green attached to it. Yeah, Progenitor Ooze over there. Cute and flavorful, but broken as heck. Danger, the Danger Noodle. Did anyone see those videos? There was like a bunch of mice that went into the wall. So what they did is they sent a snake in. They like just put a snake in the hole. And then they had a bucket on the outside of the hole to grab all the mice that were coming out. Because then the mice realized, oh my god, so it's a win-win. The snake was probably got like a lot of free food. And also the mice, they got rid of the mice. Can you read the flavor? All right. Many cross the forests to admire the creature that silently safeguards the region of Unima in all of her majesty, might, and innocence. I hope you got your $2 worth, because this thing I think it danger. I don't think Wizards would print something with Ward Forest. Ward 1 maybe, but not Ward Forest. Yeah, damn, send the snakes in. If you have any sort of rodent problem, just send in the snakes. The snakes will deal with it. And then at worst, you'll have a snake problem. At worst. Okay, what next? We've got a lot of super chats today. Everyone's very generous. Uphill. Strip the earth. Storm can never be stormy enough. Oops. Strip the earth. Tell me you sent us a storm card. Alright, red 1 generic sorcery. Search your library for up to 4 land cards, exile them, then shuffle. For each land, exile this way, add 1 mana of any color that land could produce. I'm like wondering, like, how do we break this card? I don't get it. Search your library. Exile them. For each land exiled this way, add 1 mana of any color that land could produce. How do we do this? Then we have Lord Magic says, yeah, but then you need to send in the mongoose to get rid of the snakes. Hey, one problem at a time. What do you want? You want a bunch of snakes or you want a bunch of mice? I don't know which one's cleaner, to be honest. So, Pyretic Ritual with more steps. I think? Like, how much mana do you get out of this? 4 mana? I don't get it. What's, like, the big payoff here? Or can you add, for each land exiled this way, add 1 mana of any color that land could produce? If I understand correctly, we're adding 4 random mana. Or not random. I mean, we get to select what it is, but, you know, whatever. Big Manamorphose that nets mana. We don't even draw a card! You do go up. I mean, you do. I mean, it is technically a ritual. So it's like, yeah, it's like a multicolor ritual. Have a lotus line, but it doesn't say add 1 mana of any of mana that land would produce. It's just add 1 mana of any color. So if you have like Lotus Field exiled, then you still only get 1 mana. You just add 1 mana of anything. Yeah, it's like a deck thinner. Oh, you storm into this to continue the chain? So I guess... Okay, so maybe this is good for a storm deck, right? because you do get a ritual, but also you thin your deck of lands, which you don't need anymore, and you just want to draw into gas at this point anyway. And then if you got to like play this multiple times, I guess it would be good. I don't see anything wrong with this. I think Wizards could print something like this. It looks really fair. Yeah, 4 City of Brass equal 4 mana. Sorry, you cascade into this to continue the chain? I guess so. It's hard. I mean, yeah, it not be broken. It not broken. Ah, flavor Flav? Is there some flavor to this? I don't know. Strip the earth. You get their minerals. You strip it of their minerals. Although, it should be like, well, okay, whatever. Because, like, your library is actually your mind. So you're stripping your mind of something to get this mana, basically. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, so moving on, we're going to go look at Burrowman. Zombie with some loot. Zombie with some loot. Sounds like the name of a crude movie. It's Zombie with some loot. Black 1/1 zombie. When Zombie with some loot dies, you may pay 1 life if you do draw a card. So you loot a little bit. You know what? I thought this thing would draw a card and discard a card. I was made to die. Wow, that's a powerful flavor text. I don't know about, like, you know, the actual text on the card, but the flavor text makes this big time. When it dies, you may pay 1 life if you do draw a card. And honestly, this would be a good zombie. And you may pay a life. So if I'm at 1 life, I can just let this thing die. This is actually an incredible zombie. Every zombie deck would want this card. 1/1 that you can sack later, draw cards. Nice little piece of utility there. Print. Cyclonic Rift says it's good. Any zombie players out there looking for their new 1-drop? Truth be told, Zombies has so many 1-drops. You know what's weird? Zombies don't have anything at like 2 mana. They have very, very few 2-drops. I think there's like less 2-drop zombies than like the number of fingers on my hands. But for 1-drops, they've got millions of stuff. Duma Diat says like, Skull Clamp this. The big dream. Draw 3 cards. I'm behind. Strip the earth makes snow mana. Oh yeah, that's good then. Good for strip the earth. Seems on flavor and fair. Let's print it. Beautiful. Let's print it. Okay, next super chat. We've got Valerio back. Jace Talus. Jace Talus, the Arcane Pioneer. Jace Talus, the Arcane Pioneer. Wooburg! The Wooburg Human Artificer. 3/3 creature. It's a lot of text, though. You gotta be careful when the font automatically goes down. Artifacts gain tap. Sacrifice this artifact. Draw a card. That's broken by itself. What the hell? That is insane. I haven't looked at anything else on this card yet. So whenever you cast a non-artifact spell, create a treasure token. And then tap, sack X treasure tokens, put an artifact card with converted mana cost X from your library onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. This is the most broken effing card I've ever seen here. My father put hammers in the hands of the people and they built this magnificent city. Imagine the wonders they could create if we put magic in their hands. True story. Memnite. This is beyond crazy. So like whatever artifacts you put on the battlefield, you just sack them to draw cards. And of course, whenever we cast a non-artifact spell, which can be anything, frankly, we make treasure tokens, which we can sack for mana or we can sack them to draw cards. Oh no, the treasure tokens come into play tapped, right? Or no, it depends. You know, maybe treasure tokens don't come into play tapped. No, that's the criticism of treasure tokens, that they should come into play tapped. They just come into play immediately. That's a cool arcane guy, though. 5 color artifacts already broken. Then tap, sack X treasure tokens. We could just do, yeah, so it's also, what is this thing? So it's Tinker attached to even more broken abilities. Infinite artifact casting deck from top of library. It depends on the card. Super broken. This might be the most broken card we've seen on this rating custom Magic the Gathering cards thing. So anyway, absolute crazy. It's a completely ludicrous card to print. What are some comments here? Quote on point. Power Stones are tapped. The only balance is that the opponent's artifacts also get to sack for draw. Really? Well, that's absolute chaos. Artifacts gain. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Whenever you so they get to draw cards from their artifacts, but only you get to create treasure tokens from thin air from playing non-artifacts. It's so simple but so powerful. Yeah. So well, I tried. It was funny as hell though. You didn't try very hard. I mean, I guess you. You're not gonna. Don't apply to Wizards of the Coast R&D anytime soon. First day on the job, you present this to them. They're like, "What the hell are you doing?" Snap fired. Yeah. Yeah. It has to be like some sort of like pay to sack this artifact. Like all artifacts gain pay to sack draw a card. Like they all turn into clues or something. Just sacking it and drawing it is just beyond crazy. Anyway, thanks for the entertaining super chat. Okay, we back to the open source world here. Necrophagist. Necrophagist. Blue, green, black for 3/3 beast avatar. Creature cards in graveyards are copies of Necrophagist. The dead crave its mere presence. Creature cards in graveyards are copies. What does that change? So what, hold on, that basically destroys all their abilities, right? So long as Necrophagist is on the battlefield. This is some interesting, like, graveyard hate. So what happens? If we reanimate a card from a graveyard, is it a Necrophagist when it enters the battlefield, or does it lose that ability? Does this stop Dredge? Yes. Because the creatures are now a Necrophagist. If I could non-ironically day awesome. What? Someone says, does it stop Dredge? Sven's like, no. Theo's like, yes. It loses ability. It does lose ability. Odd that it's in multicolors if it's meant to hose graveyard strategies. Say! Whatever that means. Necro... The Beast Avatar. As a Golgari player, I say no. Infinite Obliteration used would remove all creatures. Oh, I guess you guys are... Oh, I asked the stupid question. Would it change... Would it affect reanimated creatures? And I'm guessing no. You reanimate the creature... Because this is only affecting creatures in the graveyard. Weird graveyard hate. But original! Very fresh take on graveyard hate, right? And only for creatures. Sorry, chat. I put too many quarters on the track to flatten. Don't we all love doing that? Is that AI art? Probably. Oh, this art is stolen. It says wombodream.ai. From your dreams. Seems fair. Very fresh take. I like it. Wizards will hire you. We've got coffee and buns with the Osmanthus elderbird. I like me some birds. All right, we got the elderbird here for a blue, white, green, 2 generic, 3/3 bird god. Ah, the bird god, finally. Flying in vigilance. Osmanthus enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Pay 1, remove a counter from Osmanthus. Draw a card. This thing is insanely fair. No problems here whatsoever. I like the... It should probably be like remove a counter from anything, draw a card. The whisper of feathers and the rustling leaves inspire warriors to slay even the fiercest of enemies. What is like the most... Is like drawing cards the most fun mechanic in Magic the Gathering? Draw a card. Legal disclaimer, do not literally derail trains. Has anyone derailed a train with, like, change? I don't think so. I saw a Mr. Beast video where he put, like, tons of semi-trucks in front of the tracks and didn't do squat. I don't think the pennies would do anything. If it was such a big problem, we would have derailed tons of trains as kids. Train gets derailed. Oh my god, I'm not going to tell my parents about this. Excellent burb. It's the most useful. Bant is my favorite 3-color combo. This is all sorts of awesome. And it could be your commander. It could be your commander, could be just a regular thing. But has anyone ever put a dollar bill on the track? People love drawing cards. I think that's the most popular mechanic. That sounds like a show. Most fun mechanics in Magic the Gathering. And the dredge players will be like, dredge, and then we'll be like, no, it is not. Gonna have to put a vote on some of those mechanics. I've put stones on the train tracks, and then the train would be like, yeah, brr, screw your stones. I also did that when I was a kid. No, I never derailed any trains when I was a child. Never happened. We got David J with, oh, so hold on, sorry. This definitely passes. Super easy pass. David J with the super chat. Osmanthus is a tasty tea. Oh, I thought this was gonna be a card. Oh, is that an actual tea? This is an actual product? Product now in Magic card form. Definitely drawing cards. Dredge is okay. To the dredge players, they're like, I'm drawing 1 billion cards. This is great. It's the whole point of dredging. Alright, back to the free space. Okay, Confront Finitude. Green, 1 generic sorcery. If a creature you control would die this turn, instead it becomes a colorless forest land. You know what? I love cards like this. These are fresh, original takes on Magic the Gathering. This is so interesting. You know what I think would make this better? If it was an enchantment. I think this could be an enchantment. If a creature you control dies, it turns into lands. I think sorcery actually is quite crap. Because you have to play it on your turn and then I guess you attack or something. Sorcery is really bad for this card. I think instant at least puts it into contention. An enchantment would make it like legit awesome. You know, just Wrath of God, you just have 1 billion mana on the battlefield. Love it, especially with bounce. Yeah, it probably should be an instant. The sorcery is pretty useless. Steal creatures and sack them into lands. Isn't this just Eudora? Is that an actual card? Eudora? Never heard of it. Eudora, the Grave Gardener. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you may return it to the battlefield face down under its owner's control. It's a forest land. Wow! Yeah, it is. I didn't know this card existed. I think it's cool. It come back. It come back as land. Anyway, it's neat. Anyway, sorcery, it's pretty garbage, though. But it's not broken. Definitely not broken. You'd go into some sort of, I don't know, one of those starter decks or something. Super low power starter deck. Oh, I thought it was an enchantment, but then it should... I think it should be an enchantment. I think that would be a really cool design. Yeah, Eudora as an enchantment. Make it enchantment and print. I mean, outside of that, this is easy print. It's not broken or anything. It might actually be too bad to print. It's disgracing the Ikoria set symbol because this is just There's a lot of broken cards from that set. Nebuchadnezzar. I'm very late, but that Blightsteel dude from earlier in the video sucks. It's an uncrewable vehicle that you have to tap 4 times in order to turn into a creature. Yeah, we figure it out eventually. Thanks for giving us your take. Just telling it as it is, huh, Nebuchadnezzar? Just telling it as it is. That Blightsteel thing is garbage. Alright, Nexus, Living Pantheon. Is Nexus Nexus? Is that an actual thing and a being? An elder god. Look at all the words on this thing. Wooburg. Wooburg 7/7. Indestructible. Legendary enchantment creature elder god. Okay, as long as your devotion is less than 15. Devotion to what? Nexus isn't a creature. As long as the color with the most devotion is white. Oh, this is interesting. Creatures you control have flying and lifelink. If it's blue, creatures you control have flying, and hexproof. If it's black, creatures you control have lifelink and menace. If it's red, creatures you control have haste and menace. And green, creatures you control have haste and hexproof. This is a very original card. A very neat take on devotion, too. So if you're devoted one way or another, the Nexus god... Nyx is the knight. The knight be alive. You gotta be devoted, people. You can only be devoted one way. You can't be devoted equally. Hold on. So long as the color with most devotion is... Could it be tied? So if you only have this thing out, or does there need to be a winner? I don't know how Wizards of the Coast would define most in this situation. Because if, let's say you have only Nexus out, I would imagine you have all the abilities at once. And then if you play anything that, like, wins the war, I don't know if there should be one clear winner or you can be tied. Blue is best as usual. What is blue again? Creatures could have flying and hexproof? Yeah, that'd be broken. Wow, excellent creativity today. Love this. Want it for my 5-color Theros Commander deck. I think you get it all. So if you just play this on an empty board, you've got a 7/7 flying lifelink, hexproof, menace, haste. I think that's it. You get all those. I guess that's not bad, and it's indestructible. It could be worse. Does this card's mana cost toward... Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, it counts all the pips on the battlefield, everything, including the Nexus. Yeah, all devotion 1. Hexproof seems extremely strong. I should say other creatures you control. No. No, we're not doing that. Even the Nexus. Nexus gets all the abilities. It's not a creature on an empty board. Oh, that's true. You need devotion 15. Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's been balanced. So it's hard. Oh, this is a very interesting card. Okay, this is snap print. Let's print this thing. We're shipping, not shredding. Ship the Nexus, not shred. Yeah, if you have this on board... Well, you need devotion 15. So if you are Wooburg tribal, this will work. So you need like 15... You need 3 Wooburg cards on the battlefield. Yeah, on the empty board you get nothing because... Oh, I once put a train on a quarter and derailed the whole economy. Should be trolled. Yeah, we are derailing. We won't derail the train, but we'll derail the economy when we put our pennies and stuff like that on the thing. I think it's unbelievably unplayable, not gonna lie. Look, Neb, we have a realist in chat here. A super realist. Look, anything in Commander is playable. That's the rule. Anything. The most ridiculous cards see play in Commander. Hexproof is so strong to play against, in my opinion. Oh my god, it's like indestructible. Except it's not indestructible, it's hexproof. Use the new Jared Carthelian to make like 5-color Kavus. Yeah, exactly. Alright, we ship it. I think it'd be ship. We can ship this card. Oh, did we get a super chat along the way? We did not. See you later, Sven. Take care. We got Vengeful Reaper for a black. A Spirit Ninja. It's a 2/1 creature. Pay a black 2 generic, return an unblocked attacking creature you control to its owner's hand. Put Vengeful Reaper from your graveyard onto the battlefield and attacking. Turn unblocked. Oh, so it's ninjutsu for dead things. It's dead ninjutsu. Vengeful Reaper enters the battlefield tapped. When Vengeful Reaper enters the battlefield, if it enters the battlefield from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this. What a... So it's not playable because it's a black 2/1 creature that enters the battlefield tap, no problem. Return an unblocked attacking creature you control to its owner's hand. Although the ninjutsu is really expensive. So it's becomes a 4/3 creature from the graveyard for 3 mana. Yeah, Necrojitsu. The Deadjutsu. Which one's gonna roll off our tongue better? Deadjutsu is rolls better. I don't think it's busted. I mean, you gotta returning a card back to your hand. There's a cost to that, you know. You can even play custom cards in Commander because it's casual. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. You guys can basically make your own game. Damn, Orochimaru doing the Edo Tensei again. I have no idea what that means. Dead Jitsu is better. Hits for 4 from the graveyard. Busted. A 4/3 that can only replace unblocked creatures? I mean, they're going to block the trash, right? Of course they're going to block the trash. Well, the whole idea with stuff like ninjutsu is your opponent doesn't have anything on the board at all, and you just send in like a 1/1 flyer. That's really easy to get through. The whole, like, generally speaking, you get like a sort of a bigger effect for your ninjutsu creatures. This doesn't even have a triggered ability. It's just literally a 4/3 beater. It's like it's a 2/1 creature early on. Oh, it is a spirit though. You know what I missed? This is a spirit. This can actually go in spirit decks. A little awkward in black because most spirit decks are like blue, white, or Bant. So they're either Azorius or Bant. So this is a little hard on the mana base to squeeze in, but it is a spirit. Definitely printable. Let's ship it. We're shipping this one. We ain't shredding this one. Chungus be lurking around here. Always nice to see a Chungus. This would actually break a ninjutsu deck? I don't think so. I think it's okay. Okay, Abundant Danger. With this card Danger, black, green, 2 generic for an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's end step, destroy target creature without vigilance chosen at random. Why without vigilance? Abundant Danger. Gods, don't let me die in this place. An unfortunate soul who died in that place. Gods, don't let me die in this place. Abundant Danger. I don't, not broken to me. Ship it. Should be in Rakdos, I think. Yeah, whatever. I think the idea is that they're in like a bayou or something, and they're probably gonna die. They don't know how to find their way out. I don't know why it's like destroying it at random though. At the beginning of each player's end step, destroy target creature without vigilance chosen at random. Should it be like a tapped creature instead? I mean, this is fine, whatever. But I think it should be a tapped creature. The flavor text is hilarious. Ship it. Don't let me die in this place. Spoken by an unfortunate soul who died in that place. Mitch Floors with the super chat. Akira Takashi was trying to make a flavorful samurai. Samurai Ninja Day, it seems. Akira Takashi. Let's go. We got more Boros cards. Red, red, white, white, 2 generic for a 4/2. Human samurai. Super AI generated art. Looks like someone from Siberia. Someone with a lot of layers on. Okay, Vigilance, Haste. Bushido 2. Whenever this creature blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. At the beginning of each end step, turn all counters created by Bushido into permanent counters. The Steel Blade seeks power beyond us. Sure, why not? At the beginning of each end step, turn all counters created by Bushido into what counters does it create? I don't get it, actually. Wizards of the Coast should watch the stream. You taking notes, Wizards of the Coast? You taking notes from us? Crazy. It is crazy expensive. I don't actually honestly know what this does. Chat, tell me. Turn all counters. It makes, yeah, it doesn't make any, it makes no counters. Created by Bushido. Bushido doesn't even make counters as far as I know. This makes no sense. Badly written because it doesn't have any, it doesn't have any counters. It doesn't make counters, but be damned if it did, they'd be permanent. You know, Akira Takashi over here is saying, if I made counters, they'd be permanent around here. None of this end of turn stuff. It keeps the +2/+2. I guess that's what it's trying to do, but that's not how this works. Counter, yeah, counters are already permanent anyway. That's actually so true. I make these counters permanent. We already have permanent counters. Didn't know how to word it and wants to turn the +2/+ into a permanent effect. It would be something like at the beginning of each end step. I think you should just put like, it's like, if a card would give Bushido that creature, like that effect does not end at end of turn. I have no idea how to word it. But it's not definitely not a counter. Now I get it. Like, okay, so I imagine when you play in paper and you give something like an effect until end of turn, you probably put a counter on it. A lot of like casual players think in that way, but technically they are not counters. Actually, in competitive tournaments, we're not allowed to keep track of that stuff with like dice, like putting a dice on the creature, because that would be considered a counter, and we are not allowed to do that. So anyway, gotta scrap the card. Whoops, no. Gotta scrap the card because it don't make sense. Wizard would never let you print this thing. It's like, the counter's already permanent. What's something like creature with flying gets to keep flying by end of turn. In that sense, without any supporting card is useless in Commander. Well, I mean, you still got a Vigilance Haste Bushido 2 creature for 6 mana, people. So it's not completely useless. Bushido has counters and yeah, if a creature would get Bushido, put counters on it instead or something to that effect. We got Litterbox are trying to help you. Any effect that modify a creature's power and toughness until end of turn, turn the effect as counters instead. There we go. Fixed. And then we can print it. Oh, we got the Broman! Jaspera, Old Gravedigger. Didn't we do this one before? I swear we've done this one before. Jaspera, Old Gravedigger. Oh, we didn't. I've never seen this card in my life. We got human. Okay, Jaspera, Old Gravedigger for a Golgari hybrid. 1/1 human. Whenever you cast a creature spell, mill a card. Cool. Okay, black-green, one generic. Tap. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This card's fair. You want to play this in your commander deck or something? You want this to be your commander? Seems like a pretty garbage. I don't know. Is this a good or bad commander? So you play your creature spells, you're milling your cards, so you have a greater chance of returning something cool from your graveyard to your hand. Yep, legendary. It be legendary. Do I have a sound effect for this? I reveal Jaspera as my commander. Fair. It shouldn't be legendary. Why not? This is clearly a commander card. Yeah, it's legendary. Good card. Balanced. I think it's very fair. A golden legendary at that. So 16, Azalb says, I'll play that in my Jared Golgari Lich Lord deck to bring back Demogoth Titan. Sure. MTG Gaming Bob says this card is busted. What kind of playgroup do you play in where this card would be busted? Delve says, hello, says Bread. Michael Price says, this reminds me of the old questions on the Great Designer Search. Which color would be secondary flying and... Seems like Deathrite Shaman, which is banned in many formats. Well, no, it doesn't add mana. It just brings... It doesn't even do anything. It literally puts creature cards from the graveyard back to your hand, and then you gotta do something. You got the Grandma Gravedigger. Oh yeah, I didn't even really see that. Grandma Gravedigger, digging them graves. I've been burying dead people for years. Oh no, you're not even burying, you're unburying dead people. Let's see what we find around here. Maybe it's legendary only because it can be a commander. Oh, I see. Like, why is this like the only Gravedigger? I guess there aren't any other Jaspera Gravediggers. This is the only Gravedigger named Jaspera. Anyway, cool stuff. Definitely, I think we can print this. If you guys have a problem with that, well, you take it up with me in the comment section. And if you want to be part of the action here, we do this Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you very much for all your support. All the super chats makes this show possible. I would never miss a morning if it wasn't for the super chats, and also joining the coffee crew if you're a member on YouTube, and everyone who's recently become a patron on Patreon. If you want to support the channel, links to those in the description below. But thanks to all of you guys who show up every morning. This would be nothing without you guys. You guys make the whole show, in my opinion. I'm not the show. You guys are the show. Yeah, you made the most broken card ever. Like, ever, ever, ever. I never saw a more broken card on the show before. That was insane. And you guys, and that's what makes the show, you guys. Without you guys, I'd be nothing. So as usual, keep brewing up those coffees, coffee crew, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you